Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today I kind of have an announcement to make. This is basically going to take effect, more at the end of the year, because I still got a lot of planning, still got a lot of things to like put together, still got to make a plan, like a really good plan. But I just want everybody to know. Well, this part starts immediately. Going forward, I'm not gonna cover things biased towards any console or PC like anymore. Like I'm not going to do that. From now on, when a game comes out, I'm going to take my time with the game a lot more. I'm going to play it. I'm going to get some good information for it. It doesn't matter what console it's on. I'm going to start covering things exactly the same across the board. I still need to put together like my little thing, but from now on, like I will not bash any game whatsoever. I will just, I'm not going to do I'm not going to do the, jumping on the hate wagon and stuff like that. You guys come here for the gaming, for the gaming insights and stuff that I have, for my opinion, like whatever. I mean, like, I don't, maybe just come here just because you're my friends and you think I'm a cool dude. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. But my gosh, guys, like since I started this channel, I'm not enjoying things the way I used to. I'm not like when I first started the channel, I'd buy the game, I'd get through it. I'd get all happy and excited and I'd talk about it. And I feel like that part of me is kind of slipping away because there's so much negativity out there that it really does just start to weigh you down and kind of push you into like a certain area. But I've never been a fanboy to just one particular console. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I was like a PlayStation first, like if PlayStation was my number one console for a lot of years, but I never like excluded Xbox or Nintendo or any other console. I never thought, well, oh man, those are trash because my PlayStation is the best. Like I never had those type of feelings. I never carried those type of feelings. So I don't understand why that kind of stuff is leaking through into the coverage that I do now. I heard your guys' feedback. Like I understand, the whole God of War thing. Like I get it, guys. I get it. I understand how you could think that I'm just being biased towards, like Xbox, and saying that God of War is like not this great game or anything like that. Like I get it. Like I understand that. Like I feel like because of the coverage and how I've covered things on this channel, it would lead you to believe that my only plan was to just be negative towards God of War, and that is so far from the truth. It's not even funny. I enjoyed God of War Ragnarok. I played God of War Ragnarok. I thought it was fine. For me, there were just things that, for me, it just kind of came out like an 8 felt good for that game for me. I did enjoy it. I did have fun. The visuals are beautiful, but for me, I didn't really care that much for the story, and I didn't really care to play as Atreus. Like I didn't. And I warned you guys. I warned you guys a long time ago before this game came out, like saying that, hey man, if I have to play as the boy, I'm going to hate the game. Sadly, I don't hate it, but I didn't like that part enough to where it's like, man, I just, to me, the game was an 8. And that's not mean. That's not me saying like, hey man, that, trust me and believe me that I'm not being biased towards that. Just to be biased towards that because it's a PlayStation game. Those are my honest feelings. That's how I feel about the game. Some stuff in there just didn't hit right. I felt things were better in the first game, and that's fine. That's fine, And I want to just leave it at that. I don't want to kick the game or anything like that, or be negative towards it, or say that it's a negative game, And I do plan on, stopping like the whole joking of like God of War, Fodder of War, or something like that. But you got to understand, like I do that kind of stuff as like a mechanism instead of like freaking out on the fanboys that come to the channel. I try to I try to make it a little bit lighter because seriously, man, if I take everything serious that everybody says, man, that's going to do a lot to like somebody's like mental stability. You know what I mean? Like trying to just weed my way through the negativity. Sometimes it gets a little bit tough. Sometimes it gets rough, man. And I do that is kind of like, I don't know, like a defense mechanism to try to deal with it, because instead of just telling everybody to F off, I try to still conversate with people, even the trolls. I still try to be there, like no matter, because there's gonna be a time that I'm gonna review something that even the trolls are gonna be happy about it. They're gonna be happy about it, and it's tough, man. Trying to find a balance and strike a balance with this YouTube channel has been probably one of my greatest challenges. It has, because not only do I love doing it, but maybe I love doing it too much that I focus all my free time, all my extra time, all my, like I'm always thinking about something to do on this channel. I feel like I've built a pretty strong base, a pretty decent base. A lot of people subscribe to the channel, and more than I ever thought was going to. And I like that. But for continued growth and to really make this channel better, things have got to change. Now, what I plan to do going forward is I just want to cover things from like a non-biased way. I still need to figure out how to do that. Like, trust me, I still need to figure out how to do that, because sometimes it feels like things do come out, biased. Like, I've went back and I've watched a few of my reviews and stuff like that, and I feel like I've been fair and honest in every single review I've ever done. I've never been like, oh yeah, well, I'm going to review this game like this just because it's on PlayStation. Like, I've never once had that thought. I promise you, I swear, I've never had that thought. I have never I've never spent $70 on a game just so I could trash it. The one time that I did buy a game was The Last of Us Part 1 Remake. I did buy that with the intention of trying to prove why it wasn't worth $70. And I came to the conclusion that, like, man, this is awesome. This game is amazing. Maybe it's not worth $70, but it is definitely worth playing again, because the shock value that I got from that was like, whoa, man. And let's face it, guys. Obviously, I'm a PlayStation fan too, because I've bought every single game they've launched on PC. Like, I've bought them all. Why? Why would anybody do that? Because I love those games, because I love them, and I got the best version that I could ever possibly get now by buying that on the PC. I love Xbox too. I love Xbox for a lot of reasons. There's a lot of reasons that I love and I care about Xbox just as much as I care about PlayStation. PlayStation, I am a little bit hard on it. Yeah, dude, they raised the prices. They're freaking they're raising the price of the console. Everything just seems non-consumer friendly. They're treating it like a premium thing, and I realized this, man. I realized this why I was reviewing God of War. PlayStation is not perfect. They make mistakes too. They're not perfect, and there's no reason for me to hold them to a higher standard than any other, because I had been holding PlayStation to a higher standard, but I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to review and look at PlayStation in just the same light that I look at Xbox, because I love Xbox, but PlayStation, there's a lot of people that love PlayStation. There's a lot of fans, and I want them to be part of our community. I want Xbox guys to be part of our community. I don't want to just have some lopsided community with a bunch of people I got to feed angry stuff on something that I love. Like, why would I want to do that? Why would anybody want to do that? If you've been in this community long enough, you know that I'm a pretty sensible guy, that I love gaming, that I do this because I love gaming and I love what it is. I mean, I went out and got a PC, and I'm trying to learn that. I'm making the PC guys mad now every day, every time I put out a new thing, talking about PCs, because there's a lot of stuff I need to learn. Obviously, everybody needs to learn this stuff. And I've got so many people that are trying to be helpful, that are giving me information all the time. And it's not that I don't care about that information. I do, but it's just, I don't have like all day long to just sit and research PC. Like, I don't have that time. And it's something that I want to do, but I want to play video games. I don't want to have to sit and figure out how to tinker around with everything in the PC. I don't care. That's why I do. I just put everything on max and see if it runs. And if it doesn't run, then I don't play that game. You know what I mean? Like, I just quit playing it or something, you know? It is really that bad. Like, it is to that point. I'm like, what? I can't get my frame rate? Whatever, I'm done. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it does get to that point. I did sit here this weekend and I finished Miles Morales because even though the frame rate and everything was all messed up, it was fine, dude. It was just as fine as playing Gotham Knights. Like, it was fine, whatever. I might have like some unrealistic expectations when it comes to PC, but it has unrealistic prices too when it comes to PC. So, you know what I mean? Like, people should have high expectations when it comes to spending that much money on a PC. You should, because these consoles are doing dang good. Even the Series S is giving you a more than enough reason to pick one of those up. So when it comes to my PC stuff, yeah, dude, I have more expectations because it costs a lot more and it's a lot more powerful. But we'll get into that stuff, like the PC stuff. I'm not giving up on any of them. So, I mean, like, I will be covering, certain games on the PC. Other games I'll be covering on the consoles. I do plan going forward to kind of split some stuff up a little bit, like I will start buying, some third-party games on the PlayStation 5 as well as the Xbox, because I want to, ones that I know that'll probably be better to cover on the PlayStation 5. I'm going to buy those on the PlayStation 5. Other stuff I'm going to buy on the Series X, most of the stuff on the Series X, I get on Game Pass. So, like, it's such a good time to be a gamer, and I want to be excited about that, and I want to see the future grow. And if I have to sit here and be negative about anything, like, it just takes so much energy to be negative than it does to just be positive. So, those are some changes that I'm going to be making. I don't know if I'm going to change up the scheduling too much. Like, I still want to do like daily content, but I want to be able to do the content, have it uploaded, take my time with it a little bit more. So I still will be doing some of the first impressions videos. On certain games, some games, cause every game I buy for me. So when I put out a first impressions and I don't get a lot of views, then I automatically in my mind, I'm like thinking, okay, I need to jump to something else. So I want to be able to fix that problem first. That's like one of the major problems that I have with the channel right now, and what I'm doing with my time is I buy these games for me because I want to play them and I want to see what they're like. And most people might not be interested in those. So I need to tread a little more carefully. Like any of the AAA bangers, like Evil West. That one there is definitely getting a first impressions video. Any of the other kind of stuff that I buy for myself, like Lost Judgment or something like that, I'm going to play through those a lot more. I'm going to get like 5 hours into those games before I do a first impressions video on it. So I really have some good information so that I can give you that, because those are games that I buy for me so that I can play them. Like Sonic Adventures is one of those ones that I bought for me. Didn't really plan to overcover that game. I just wanted that game for me so that I could play it when I wanted to play it, because I wasn't interested in just jumping into there and getting it done as quick as possible. So that one there, I did my videos on there and it got a lot of views, but I wasn't ready to commit to that. And so that's one of those games that I wish I would have just kind of held back a little bit on and then put the coverage out. So certain games are still going to get those first impressions videos for you guys as soon as possible, but I feel like I'm going to start putting at least a minimum of 2 to 3 hours into those before I do that. Any game that I buy for myself that I don't think is really going to be a a big banger for the channel. I'm going to put more time into it before I actually make a video on that as well. So it's just more time management on my part that I'm trying to work into the channel and work into the schedule so that I can grow this community better and be able to better understand what it is, that's going on. And last but not least, yes, I listen to your guys' feedback. I do. I listen to everything you say. I spend a lot of time reading your guys' comments in the morning before I get up and go to work. I wake up and that's the first thing I do is I start reading your guys' comments. I try to read as many of those in the morning as I can before I head off to work, because once I get to work, it's a lot harder to read comments. I get 3 breaks, so I have to kind of spend my break time wisely and stuff. And you guys know, like, sometimes at lunch I'll make a video if there's something on there or something to talk about. So as far as Discord goes, I want to be able to interact on Discord more often, but it's so hard to juggle, like Twitter and the channel and, playing the games and family life, stuff like that. My family is pretty understanding for the most part, but we all kind of agree that I put more time. I put way more time into this channel than I'm getting out of it. Now, I mean, if the monetary gains were a lot more, then my wife would be like, yeah, get on there and do your thing. But let's face it, man, this channel barely pays for some of the games that I want. You know what I mean? Like it barely does that. So in order to better do this channel, I need to find something more sustainable for it. I need to be a little more sustainable because I have to go to work. Like, I can't take any more days off to do anything on the channel. Like, if the channel could make up for the time I take off of work, then it wouldn't be a problem. But with the way the world is right now and finances for everybody, because I know we're all suffering from it. So, I mean, with the way finances are, like, I have to make things make sense. So I have to find a way to better juggle and do everything and still be able to play my games and still be able to cover them, and then, do like the live streaming and stuff. The live streaming, you guys are probably wondering, like, why is it always all over the place? Well, I live stream when I get the time. When I get the time, or when I can just sit down and do a live stream, that's when I do those. Like, I tried to set times for them, but I found that becoming increasingly harder and harder and harder to do. So I had to step back and like refocus my time, because it was getting to the point where I wasn't even able to really play a lot of games. So I had to kind of move away from the live streaming. I do like live streaming the games, but I mean, every once in a while, maybe that's fine. But like, we'll figure some stuff out. I still need to put a lot of this down on paper and really figure it out. But I wanted to tell you guys that, hey man, like, things are going to change immediately when it comes to like the bias stuff, because I listened to your guys' feedback, and there's a lot of people in the community who've been here a long time giving me feedback about that God of War thing, and they think that I'm just out there trying to like tear it down. And dude, that is the farthest thing from the truth. Honestly, I liked God of War Ragnarok. I do recommend buying God of War Ragnarok. To me, it was an 8, but to me, to you, it might be a 10, and I have no problem with that. Just some things didn't work for me, and I went into that game expecting like 40 hours. I know. What do you think? It was a like, I did. I expected that. I was a little bit overhyped for that game, and then, I mean, honestly, if it would have been like another 10 hours of gameplay, and don't give me that play it out hard or whatever, that doesn't matter. The game is that long. It would only take me another hour, maybe 2 hours to get through that. Because it wasn't, like I said, the combat wasn't hard. It was just getting annoying. Like, I wanted to move the story along faster, and it just felt like that was dragging it out more. That's the only reason I went down with the combat. That's literally the only reason I went to story mode, is because I just wanted to move through, because it was really starting to drag. And by the time it stopped dragging, it didn't matter anymore, because there was only like another 2 hours left, whatever, of the game. So it didn't really matter, whatever. I got through it. I don't think I'd ever go back and play it again. To be completely honest with you, I don't think I ever would. Like there's other games that I would much rather spend my time on. I really did. If honestly, if they would have had like another 10 hours of gameplay on top of that, if it would have taken a little bit longer and it didn't feel like so much like filler in that middle part, it would have been a better experience for me. I wanted more time as Kratos. I wanted more time to get to like build the character out and have fun and fight like some more epic bosses or something like that. And it didn't ever come together for me like that. And so, yeah, dude, I gave it an 8. I wasn't trying to be mean. Like when I reviewed that game, I was pretty frustrated. I was pretty frustrated the other week when I finished that and reviewed that. I was pretty frustrated with that. I wasn't frustrated with anything else. I wasn't trying to be like an Xbox fanboy or come down on it. I was literally just frustrated with the game and how it turned out for me. Like for me, man, that's me. I'm clearly more into open world games now than I am the story driven games. So I'll take that into consideration from now on when I'm reviewing those. I will, because I used to love those types of games. So I should be able to put myself back in a mindset to where I can appreciate the condensed, gameplay story loop type deal. I feel like I can do that, so I will try again in the future. But that's basically what I wanted to say today. I hope you got a chance to watch all of this. If you did, hit that like and subscribe button if you're not already liked and subscribed. And I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Thank you guys for watching, and thanks for sticking with me. I really appreciate it.